Let's go for it.
We've got it up on your screen. So it's going to be Villa and Bank auto banned out. Okay. What's next? Border. Clubhouse. We've got Cafe and Coastline. Cafe's gone. Coastline's still in there. Consulate's still in there. So it's either Coastline or Consulate. And wow, it's interesting.
Coastline?
One of the least played maps in Latin America.
The least played map in Latin America.
Is it? Yeah? It's that and Cafe. So yeah, that's interesting that we'll see that being played here right off the bat.
All right.
I say right off the bat. This is our second match of the day, but it feels like the first because the first one was...
We just started, by the way. I mean, it's 8:05.
Yeah, we began at 6 our time, right? Or 7?
No, we started at 7. Well, we went live at 6:55, I guess.
Yeah, okay, we started at 7.
So we started at 7, and an hour later, we are ready to jump into the second game. So
that's fast.
What do you guys think? Yeah, oh yes, for LATAM, super
it's really fast. So yeah, who's going to win? Okay, thank you guys. Appreciate that.
Thank you for reinforcing our opinions.
Just letting us know.
I always feel validated. It made sense all along.
In the last European play day, I don't think anybody got any of them right. Let me check. I'm just gonna double check that right now because I want to be sure.
Dude, there were some Na'Vi fans right now that are watching the stream that are like, I knew it all along. They were gonna be G2.
Yeah.
It was I prophesized it. Leon went up to the Oracle in Birmingham or whatever, and he said after he sacrificed a fried Mars bar that he got.
Is that a thing?
That's a Scottish thing.
I've never had a fried Mars bar before. Do I need to have a fried?
I don't think so, and I definitely will not. My arteries...
Everyone was wrong in European play day.
There you go.
Number 11, I think it was.
Except for the ones that didn't vote for the team that...
Well, okay, all the overall votes were wrong.
Majority of people were wrong.
Yeah, the majority of people were incorrect.
So, yes, Na'Vi fan, we are validating your opinion. Great job. Yeah.
They actually got a significant percentage, like a lot higher than I thought. But anyway, in this match here and now, it is 74% for NIP, 19 for INTZ.
Confirmation, NIP, if they beat INTZ right here, right now, they qualify for Japan. So that's it. You have to win a game, but this is the easiest one you're going to get. You play Liquid and FaZe Clan in the next 2 play days. Do it now. Prepare your visas. Get on your way to Japan.
Oh, wow. That's crazy because listen, but
Go for it.
NIP, if they win this, then they automatically become the gatekeepers for LAN.
Exactly. Same as Dark Zero in NA.
Because they play against FaZe and Liquid, who are now the 2 teams that are most likely to qualify for second place. So NIP get to basically, like, I mean...
What do you want to bring with us to Japan?
Oh, boy. That's such a complicated situation. And it's going to create so much drama when we get there. But we're not there yet. NIP have to qualify still. They're going to go up against INTZ to begin here. And if they win here, as Gaston just said, they will qualify for LAN. So congratulations to them for putting themselves in this position. Now they just need to, hammer that nail home, really. And the ban phase will be what we begin with.
Okay. Attacker ban, NIP. What are you going to go for?
It's on defense first, so they'll ban first. Oh, Boar's gone, so we'll have a rehost. All right.
I think they're going to continue this.
They'll either rehost or they'll have him reconnect before the ban phase ends. It's possible that they can get him back in, but I don't think they'll ever... They don't really usually try for whatever reason. Like we've had a couple times like in Europe where they'll try to go for the reconnect, but I find in LATAM if there's ever a disconnect, even if it's like at the beginning of the ban phase, gotta get a rehost in. I
don't know what they wrote, because from what I understood, it means that let's wait until he comes back. Maybe there's time.
Maybe.
But again, my Portuguese is not as great.
You guys can actually hear it right now. The ban phase is still going on. So I think that they're going to play out the ban phase. That's my guess. And they're going to finish the ban phase since it's already started. Then they can input the bans when they rehost it.
So far, just to let you know, Buck and Jackal are banned. Makes a lot of sense for Coastline. And Jaeger will be banned out by NIP. So that's their first defensive ban. INTZ, what are they going to go for? Echo ban or Mira? It's usually the case, right?
I mean, Mira on Coastline is good on 2 sites, really. So maybe she's... No, well, I guess you could use her on Billiard. No, she's good on all the sites. She's just like...
there you go.
Hey, Boar made it back.
So we might be able to jump into the game the instant this is done.
It's the first time for everything. They managed to get everybody back in with no rehost, even though it was called for. So good on the admins.
And ooh.
Good on the admins for like saying no, just have him come back, and him coming back.
I think usually in LATAM they just do what they want.
There are some. Well, let's play.
Let's play. Valkyrie.
You've got all the bans done. We're gonna jump in. Nip starting on attack. INTZ starting on defense, and it's gonna be Billiards to start. Now, the Valkyrie is a typical ban on Coastline. She actually gets banned here more than most maps, if I'm not mistaken. I'll take a look at that right now. Let's see. Coastline, your most banned defender is Mira, of course. Echo is second, and Valkyrie third. So Valkyrie comes in at third on a lot of different maps. She's actually, like, for example, on Clubhouse, she is the fourth. On Cafe, she's the fourth. She gets third, fourth. Okay, no, I guess fourth for most maps on Consulate, but third here on Coastline. She's like an offhand ban. She's not a consistently banned operator, but on Coastline, on Consulate, it makes a lot of sense. On some other maps, of course, as well. An operator that doesn't get banned a whole lot is Jaeger. Seeing him banned here is definitely different. In fact.
It's like almost never banned.
Yeah, he's almost never banned on Coastline, too, especially Coastline, because he's so important here. There's so many different places you can nade. Okay, so basically nades, it's a very simple equation. The less places you have to anchor safely without being exposed to angles, the more relevant Jaeger is. And Coastline is low on your number of safe anchor positions. So when you remove Jaeger from the equation, those nades go up in relevance. It's really that simple. And yeah, so the nades are going to be really important here, and that's why Nip banned Jaeger. We've seen this before on Coastline.
And how do you combine this with operators on the attacking side? Remember, NIP banned the Jaeger, and they're starting an attack. Who are they bringing as well? They bring Dokkaebi, and they bring Lion.
Jaeger has a 2.7% ban rate on this map overall through the season across all the different regions. But that's going to, of course, go up with today's ban.
So there you go. I wonder if that means that it was banned like only once, or
once or twice maybe.
Yeah, but
Coastline has a higher ban. Oh, an early kill here for Pino. There goes Drunks.
Great pick off here, and there wasn't even a call used up by Julio. So again, to double up on everything, you ban the Jaeger, you limit the amount of safe spots that you can use, and then you bring Dokkaebi and Lion.
Yeah. And then the limiting the safe spots is pretty typical, right? That's standard play as an attacker, because that allows you to isolate your enemies. But then when you can punch them out of existence with a nade, and there's no Jaeger to stop you, that's the real kicker here for the attack, and it's going to be definitely a big favor. Well, that looks like plastic with that blue skin on.
Yes.
It's actually jarring, but it's neat. Kamikaze going to be holding a long angle there on the top of the main lobby stairs. And it's going to be VNX who's actually playing this position, exposed to the Aqua Balcony.
Calls are going to come in here to make sure there's nobody roaming around the map that NIP might have not really looked into, but it seems like INTZ have kind of brought everybody back into a singular position. Is there anybody watching out by the projector room? I'm not sure if there was somebody playing from there to contest the staircase, but ENTZ is going to come out and nothing there.
So you actually have to hit the nade in order for the lack of a Jaeger to be all that relevant, and it was a miss there from Psycho onto Intact. In order to hit the nade where Intact currently stands, you have to cook it perfectly because it can't bounce against the wall and then come back because of the couch. Psycho will take down Duds though. So with that kill, Psycho, heavy relevance on this window. EE1D coming in, a plant attempt from Kamikaze. It's a fake. No denial comes out other than the gas canister, and it wouldn't have denied anyway. The Yokai drones are in play. There is no C4 here for INTZ, so they cannot deny the plant directly with an explosive. It's a repel in from Psycho. He's aggressively trying to cover. Kamikaze was trying to do the same. In fact, no, he had the diffuser, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be eliminated. Julio with the rush into Cocktail, and he will get one. Muzi takes down Boar, so it's just VNX all of a sudden. The only player with a kill on his team, but now he's got to find 4 more. Plant going down from Psycho. Mark's coming out. Good information from the Yokai drones here, but VNX doesn't do anything with it. Holding an angle, expecting someone to peek him. There was a peek, but he missed the shot. Can't land the follow-up. Peeking into Billiards. And it's just, I mean, it's hopeless at this point. He'll go down. 4 up still for Ninjas of Pyjamas, and really clear into Billiards.
And really, they might not have hit their grenades, but it was unsafe in general.
Yeah.
Calls were coming out, flashbangs were hitting their shots, and you're like, okay, what do we do now? But what I really have to question is the way the Doc tried to contest the Lion. You wanted to pick him off, but there was already somebody on the rappel by pool table. And I guess at that point it got very desperate for INTZ, and they wanted some sort of pick. And they figured, okay, the Lion might be our safest bet, but we don't have anyone to support the Doc in fighting him. Had they had someone with that, you know, like this, if the smoke could help, he couldn't. Obviously, he was stuck in the minibar. But, you know, something to kind of support him. Didn't even have a yokai there to kind of keep track on him. It happens, but it's that early pick that helped NIP so much. They just got so much map control after it. They didn't even have to deal with 90. So they'll go back to the same set here, INTZ, and they'll change up their setup. They're not bringing the Mute to combo with the Mozzie, but they'll be bringing the Alibi to slow their opponents down.
The thing that really stands out for me on the last round is the lack of lethality on the side of INTZ. It reminds me of the BD Liquid match we just watched.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm hopeful that will change for INTZ and we'll have a match this time, because that last match we played wasn't really much of a competition, and you don't want to see that a whole lot, especially when you're getting down to the end of the season. Now, what you expect when you get to this part of the season, no matter what region you're looking at, you expect the fiercest competition, and that's it. So let's see what INTZ can do to correct their mistakes in the last round. Let's see if they can maybe take some fights with Ninjas and Pyjamas and actually have, I mean, look like at least they're going to be able to win those. Duds gets a drone, and he's also getting aggressive on exit. Now, he could really make exit work for him, considering Muzi is playing an aggressive position here. Again, Muzi, the top performer in this match by far and away.
Oh,
the second top performer in all of Latin America as an individual player with a 41 more kills than deaths, which is absolutely crazy.
I mean, overall, Muzi and Pino have been massive picks here, and if you guys noticed, Gohan isn't actually playing, so there's, I guess, the confirmation that we needed.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So I'm not sure what happened with the team, but maybe it's just a replacement for today. I don't know. I don't think there was anything official that was brought out, or maybe something right now. We're not really checking that.
So actually, interestingly, while I believe it's Pino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. While Pino hasn't been playing a lot since Gohan came in there, he actually has better stats than Gohan on this roster right now. Just barely, though.
Yeah, Pino's just a great player. Pino and Muzi both are like the kind of young up-and-coming, and okay, that's a free one. Dutch standing up in the bar, and it got shut down. Grenades working their magic. NIP preparing everything for their attacking start. And that's 2 massive kills with the Mozzie and the Echo of all ops to be the first 2 to be taken off. You're left with a bit of map control denial, some crowd control with that smoke and the Legion. But really, at this point, all you're doing, the Alibi, is just trying to shoot heads and nothing more. VNX is going to try to rotate out. No, he's actually going to just double down with a goo mine into hallway and then just fall back. INTZ will at least find Psycho. So eliminates 1 set of the grenades, and Psycho is kind of playing solo here on the top of the stairs. So an easy pickoff for INTZ. He's really feeling it now. He's turning around the pool table. E1D is going to get used, and he's going to get a free kill on Julio. No, he's going to get dropped off. It's a 1-to-1 trade, but Pino has taken so much damage. Oh, Kamikaze with another. It's all up to VNX, though, and he's so far away. There's air jabs as well that are set up for the flank. VNX is only 1 spot to go. E1D is going to be used with slowing down VNX, and more than enough time for NIP to set up for the post-plan positions.
Yeah, they've got those now. Comfortable spots for post-plan. With Pino on low HP, this is winnable for VNX, but he's got to get assertive on taking these fights. The problem for him, of course, is that he has no information on his enemy's locations. He's just giving away his by stepping there. Oh, bad spot there from Kamikaze, and now it's a one-on-one. Both of these players will die to a single bullet. Pino, I believe, on rappel, waiting for his opportune moment. He goes for the spray, but it's a stick from VNX. It's a continued stick, but there it is. Pino gets it. And he proves himself a capable member of this team.
I knew that he had time on his side, and at some point he could just peek and just playing it so well. Just getting information from his teammates, but also relying on his intuition, and that gut feeling was very, very right. Retakes from INTZ, I mean, they're trying their best. It was definitely a better round than what we had before, but it seems like when NIP get that 1 or 2 man advantage early in the round, it's very difficult to fight back against it. It's definitely something that is scaring INTZ currently. 6th pick off the Echo, and to the Rook. Okay. Blue Sunrise Bar, no Echo in play. Maz is going to be great for this, and Vigil as well, roaming on the top floor. Overall, theoretically, a good setup. Relies on, having the anchor with the smoke and the Rook, and the Legion maybe holding off on the main stairs in the lobby. But VNX and Duds can kind of do whatever they want. And you'll see Duds setting up all of his, I guess. How do you call it? What's the?
What are we talking about?
What's that? What's the utility called again for the Mozzie?
Oh, the pests.
Pests. There we go.
Yeah. The droney hackers.
The droney hackers.
Yeah, no, so, okay, pests are actually, as denial goes in terms of information denial, they are one of the most potent, well, no, sorry, they are straight up the most potent form of information denial for the defenders.
Yep.
They create a wall that cannot be passed for each drone when you compare it to a mute jammer, which can be jumped over, which is what makes them so significant. You can just draw a line in the sand with those pests, and drones can't go there anymore. So that's really powerful. And he also hacks drones, which is an added feature. Makes him, even more powerful. I was having a conversation with some people who were saying, an interesting way that might be good to balance Mozzie is make it so if a pre-placed pest just destroys the drone. But if you shoot them directly with the pest, then you hack the drone. Right?
Fair.
Yeah. I think that would be fair. But hey, that's not up for us to decide. It's just a theoretical, I don't know if I would say fix, balancing.
A tweak.
A tweak, yeah.
A tweak. Maybe Valkyrie can also fly. Who knows? I should live up to the name.
Yeah. When Valkyries fly, oh wait.
Well, how will this? Well, she's flown away in this game. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, she's banned.
She's banned. That's why.
And we're not letting that happen. But they haven't actually been able to make anything else happen.
Nope.
And so far, it's just seemed NIP are walking away with it. That last run was pretty close, sure, but in that kind of post plant, you don't really think it's going to be a comeback for the defense. Though, for the defense, early on, Boar will take down Pino. So there you go. That's a good start for INTZ.
Yep, and Boar is going for another one on the peak, and it doesn't find anyone on the other side of it. Taking out the Lion is great. We've seen how much work that Pino's been able to do on himself as a player, but also on the Lion. Grenade will go right into Duds, and actually, no, they're downstairs. But it registered. There's a second frag grenade, and it hits. Okay, wow. Julio with a 2K. Huge here from Julio. And that's the site that should be open, right? Oh, they have to rotate back. Kamikaze spotted along the side as the Mozzie of Duds vaults up the bar and keeps on firing. The wall is soft here at the atrium.
That's really good assertiveness from Duds. If he hadn't gone for that peek, then you would have seen a double up on exit, and Ninjas of Pyjamas would have walked away with this round. But because Duds decided to get aggressive, it worked out great, and he'll continue that as he gets aggressive on exit once more. Oh. That's a triple for Duds, and INTZ get their first round, all thanks to his anchor play on Sunrise Bar.
This is why sometimes you'll see some players going for the Commando instead of the Roni. Roni is great in 1v1 fights. But Commando, if you want to go for more,
It's got more ammo.
Just more ammo in general.
Yeah.
It's great. Both guns are good. It just depends on what you feel like, right?
I actually used to use the Roni, and I switched over to the Commando. I just feel like it's the more ammunition, the better. It's the same thing for me. I used to use an ARX, and now I'm using the AK.
Really?
Because the thing is, you have to, on Nomad, you have to get over the recoil of the AK, but once you've mastered that AK recoil, it's a really versatile weapon. And it gives you a lot more, versatility than the ARX. So you've got to really make your decisions there. I'd say the Roni and the ARX are good examples of easier weapons because they're more lethal, but they are also, I guess they have a lower ceiling when compared to just a higher ammo count that you get on like the AK, for example. Or the, actually, no, what is it? Is the AR Something. What is that? What is the other mossy weapon called than the Roni? I've never.
AR-15, the commando.
Commando. Okay.
No,
There's another commando.
yeah, it's a commando AR-15. It's basically it's still an M4 base weapon, but running 9mm ammo.
Yeah, it's got a 9mm receiver.
Yes.
It's definitely it's an interesting weapon, but I just wasn't sure what the technical name was for in the game.
Yeah, originally it's like a Vietnam era design for commando units.
Interesting.
People that play Black Ops will know what I mean.
Is that what game is that?
Isn't it? It's the original Black Ops.
Okay. Well, so far, it's been a pretty one-sided affair, even though INTZ managed to get that last round. Muzi's going to start here pretty well with duds on the floor.
Calm down, duds. Okay, you did a lot of work in the previous round.
Maybe slow down the aggression.
Great job, but just not that way. Okay, it was very well timed. Maybe not so much. But I'm very curious as to how Pino ends up using his Finka, because we used to see Yuna bring out the Finka so often for FaZe Clan, but really this is one of the rare times this season that we get to see the operator.
Yeah, Finka doesn't get played very often.
Nope.
She's really unpopular. In some regions, she's not even played at all.
There was a certain point where when Sisu were ENS and they were fighting for their spot in EU, they really brought up the Finka heavily, and it was beautiful to see how Wilkie was setting her up. And then that was when Oregon was still in play, and then there was a certain point where he played her so much that they ended up losing because everybody adapted to it. So it's kind of not something that you want to use all the time, but it's an operator you can bring every now and then to throw a wrench in your opponent's setups, and it looks like NIP have a clear way into the site. The Legion's been spotted. And of course, nowadays the Finka usage for her adrenal surge is only 10 seconds, not the olden days 30.
Wait a minute, it was 30 seconds?
It was long as hell.
It was actually 30 seconds.
It was like 20 or 30 seconds. It was massive.
I don't remember what it was, but if it was, that's crazy. Now, there has been an early pick for INTZ, but they've also managed to do a decent amount of damage to INTZ Pyjamas. Of course, the Finka is going to mitigate that somewhat, but not fully. Spray coming in there from Kamikaze, not going to land any shots. INTZ just waiting this out. 40 seconds here for the take to actually come. It looks like it's going to be a hookah take. NIP are setting up underneath to try and deny C4 below, which suggests that they will take hookah.
So Boar is watching. It's a tight angle that he's holding close by the bomb here on B. And he'll watch one walk in, not the second. Julio spraying in. The C's at 75. Drunks will find another. And Pino is still alive, but Intact gets two. Oh, the headshot's so beautiful. Smoking right on his body. And the angles are all held by INTZ. They tie it up 2-2.
All right, we get a match here, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
We're going back and forth. Which means Ninjas and Pyjamas are going to have to really fight for their spot at LAN. Now, we are going to be seeing a pretty... I think it's like the same thing coming out here from both teams every round. That's what we've been getting a lot of. The Finka's a little bit new, but it's going to stick on there. That last round, oh boy, that was a bad take from NIP. They tried to force themselves into hookah without having any picks on the actual anchors by hookah, or any picks on the anchors by the cocktail bar. They also tried to push in through Aqua at the same time, which didn't work out. The double insertion, both the people that were holding their angles just won at least one or two fights in their positions on the defensive side for INTZ. And that's standard because they're pushing in bottlenecks there on the side of NIP. They had no tools being used to make that push any better for the attack, which is just not the way that you're supposed to be attacking.
Yeah.
You usually will use like a nade to cover your aggression, a smoke to cover lines, flashes to try and disorient, lifelines to try and disorient. I mean, you've got a lot of tools on the side of the attack. In that last round, there wasn't a Zofia, I don't believe. But, you know, the point I'm trying to get at here is, you know, use what you've got available instead of just simply pushing in. The phone call, I think, was the most we got. The phone call and the Finka, but that's just, it's indirect, right? There's no influence over the actual engagement other than more HP on the defenders. And when you're landing headshots like Intact is, it doesn't really matter.
So a bit of damage done to Psycho here off the opener of the round. INTZ bring the double ACOG play with the Dock and the Rook.
Looks like it's going to be a roam clear here. This is, I believe, a kitchen defense.
It is.
Which is pretty standard. I think I'm surprised that we haven't gotten to kitchen yet. There are some roamers. You can see Duds is upstairs right now. I think Nip are going to want to put some emphasis on that. It seems like that's what they're doing. But right now, they are kind of on a slower attack. So they're going to be putting someone in Sunrise Bar as well.
Yep. Make sure you have the back rotation, I guess, held. So flanks aren't really that possible. And I'd be scanning about, is there anybody here? There is, but they're in the VIP lounge.
You're going to have to find them, yeah. That's going to be Duds, who's going to be trying to delay upstairs for as long as possible. Let's see how long he can do that. He's actually going to rotate. Look at that. He's in the hallway now, going all the way towards billiards, I believe. And the vertical play begins for INTZ Pyjamas. Duds take down Julio, and his long roam is successful. He will retreat to the blue bar, but he's still on the roam and still trying to influence this indirectly rather than as an anchor. Tactical down in sight, the smoke on the floor, but there is a... Oh no, the Dock is dead. Psycho with an aggressive push. He takes down Drunks. Correction, that's the play from above that actually eliminates Drunks. But that means Intact will likely stay on the ground, and he will in fact be finished off by Kamikaze.
That's huge for NIP right now. The smoke and the Dock are down. And you got 3 that have rotated back down on the site, but or at least find Kamikaze and make it a 3-3, but Psycho will continue on his tear of the top floor, remodeling everything, and Pino is just, okay, on the site. All right, so they're going to boost. He's going to go for the plant, right? Do they have the diffuser yet? No, they need to pick it up. It's far away, and Boar's going to watch it. He gets 1 kill. He gets damaged so much from above. VNX turns around the corner in the kitchen to fight, but Pino is stuck. You need someone to support him here. The Diffuser is still on the floor, and you're seeing the Rook that is kind of just moving around the map, moving around the hallway. Psycho will get 1 on VNX, and Pino needs to get in a better position to plant with support from above from Psycho. But we'll watch the hatch. There's nobody there. They're going to go for the gunfight. No, Pino will go and plant. Is it close to reinforcement here? No, he's all the way on. Oh, he goes for it. Boar will find it. The 3K for him. Oh! He gets it. Boar, 1 HP, and still the dream. 2 are down. Oh my God. How do you even do that?
He just won the fights, man. He just won those
God.
Fights. What? Okay, so that was a huge throw from Psycho. Well, sorry, I guess a huge choke from Psycho, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I don't know why he planted.
He messed up. No, Psycho wasn't the planter. Psycho was the guy covering from above. He was prone watching the bathroom door rotation. He knew the Rook was inside the main lobby. He knew, because where else is he going to be? He's been there that whole round. He was holding the rotation on the bathroom door, and then he didn't shoot the Rook when he rotated through bathroom door. And then the Rook came around and managed to kill the planter for free because Psycho didn't cover. And then Psycho tried to hard peek it. He didn't play off the diffuser in the post plant. He just tried to challenge straight up. And he lost the fight. So that's embarrassing for Psycho just as much as it is impressive for Boar. So good job to Boar. Well played by him. INTZ Pyjamas as a whole, I mean, woof. It's a rough one. And they, for the first time, INTZ have the lead.
Man, that was a beautiful clutch. Just wow.
Yep.
That was impressive. That was just impressive. You can't account for any of this. There's no analysis, no strategy to it. There's just, he went in and got the frags. No way he should have gotten them.
Well, Nip,
maybe one.
Nip opened themselves up to it. That's what I'm saying.
They were doing it on purpose to fight him, right? If he comes back and wants to...
They were playing it really poorly.
Oh my God.
Nip played it really poorly. Boar took advantage.
NIP, this is the easiest game you're going to get. And I say that, and then next week they're going to like 7-1 Liquid. Who knows? But man, like, you beat INTZ, you go to Japan. Just do it. Make it easier for yourself. You still have paperwork to do. Trust me, I know about paperwork. I still don't know if I can go to Japan. But there's INTZ. They're roaming around the map, trying to slow down NIP as much as they can. And you talked about it. The Mozzie is just so great at slowing down the droning. You want to know what you're really heading into, and you're going to be forced to use utility to clear things out. And I don't know if the grenade picked off a friendly drone, but at least it takes down the barbed wire, and it's going to allow the drones from NIP to walk on in unimpeded by the pests that have been preset by the Mozzie of Duts.
Well, INTZ got to be pretty confident after that last round. Clutches like that, what was it? I did 1 versus 2, but also 4K, 4 bore. Clutches like that really instill confidence in the whole team. They invigorate and they say, you know what, we can do this. Duds will go for a run out. Speaking of being invigorated, he will get 1, but he will die to Julio. You can say that is worth it for just the shock and awe factor, but you know, honestly, it's a straight even exchange, to be honest, even in terms of operators. It's a C4 for nades. Firebolts go out there, do a decent chunk of damage, but no kills and no cover on the cross. BNX will take down Muzi elsewhere, so it's getting worse and worse for Ninjas of Pyjamas. Muzi, of course, that top performer for NIP overall through this season. Not only top performer for NIP, but one of the top performers, the second most top performer in the whole region.
And that's an impressive thing, given the fact that LATAM sees so many kills in general.
Yeah, Muzi's up there as one of those big fraggers. Julio is going to take down Drunks, though. Julio's been having a really good match. You got to give him a lot of credit here. So he'll even things out, and there's an HP advantage for NIP as well as a Finka. But Kamikaze will go down, so no more Nomad, putting more pressure on Julio and Pino.
Intact maneuvers himself to a better position. To the back of the Sunrise bar. Pino needs to eliminate Boar. But no, he'll lose at the gunfight. 34 rounds left with 25 seconds on the clock. It is a 1 versus 2. Pino's on the floor. Can he pick himself up? I'm not sure if he still has any utility left.
Seems like no.
On his Finka, yeah, and it seems like he's going to stay on the floor. Turns about. They're all watching. Oh, Julio has got the reinforcements in front of him, and will go for the pistol fight. Watching both angles, and the instant he opens himself up for this, they're going to fire into him. The bolt, no. Doesn't matter. No time, no place to prepare yourself for the onslaught. And VNX is in a great spot here. I mean, between him and the Rook, there was just no way you were going to escape this. And INTZ end the half 4-2.
That's 4 rounds in a row from INTZ, and they have been on an absolute tear. Ninjas of Pyjamas looked strong in the first 2 rounds. It looked like we were about to have another blowout, like we did in the first match of the day, but it just didn't happen. INTZ have shown up. Now, as we transition on to the second half, Ninjas of Pyjamas will get their turn at defense, and INTZ will have to show us that they can really make it happen on attack as well. It'll be kitchen defense to begin, as that's where Ninjas of Pyjamas seem to be most comfortable. So that last round really just came down to Julio doing a lot of work by exit, and nobody else on NIP really having any success.
Yep.
We saw a lot of other angles from the push there from NIP. A lot of other attempts at clearing people out, but only Julio was actually making anything really happen there. He did a great job of using his firebolts, but interestingly, as he pushed somebody out from Sofa, there was no one to catch the roamer, or sorry, not the roamer, but the anchor who was moving away from Sofa from the firebolts. He was running from Julio's firebolts, but nobody held that rotation. And Julio can't because he's switching, off of his bolts.
Yeah.
So it's not possible.
You know, one thing I wonder, the bar was held for so long, but there's nobody that actually went up to hookah and did anything with that.
It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, it was a totally horizontal take from NIP, which is really odd on double bar. And it's their second time doing that, too, because they really lost double bar both times they tried to attack onto it. Something that Ninjas of Pyjamas clearly don't have a good strategy for. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board with their double bar attack.
When they pushed kitchen, they were putting pressure on the top floor with the sledge. So I'm not sure what kind of happened with them there. And Muzi shot down. Duds, beautiful play there with the F2 and takes no damage. Eliminates the Vigil, no problem. And a big advantage here for INTZ early in the round. Pino is the other player that's holding off on the top floor by the billiards. Billiards table, that is. And he's got no impacts, but somebody might be able to open up the hatch for him to drop down. And Julio watching the cross here. So the hallway is safe as well as blue bar. And Julio is in charge of that. Pino is going to get spotted. And he's going to just throw out Agumite and then fall back. No, there you go. Grenade will be thrown in. And actually, yeah, even more to the point, the Jaeger's banned, yet NIP still didn't play too much with the grenades later on.
Yeah, it's interesting that that INTZ haven't brought a lot of nades. Kamikaze will take down Boar through the wall there. So not a big advantage early on, but INTZ actually gets 2 refrags, not just 1. Run out here from Julio, and he will get a long shot onto VNX. Pino's on low HP, though. So Ninjas and Pyjamas still in this, but it's going to have to be some heroics here from Pino and Julio. Being flanked right now is Pino, but it doesn't seem like Duds knows where Pino is. And he actually can deny the plant, but he's given away his position with the pre-fire. That's really bad play there from Pino, putting more pressure on Julio. He's got to find 4 total in this round as he racks up his 2nd kill, and it's going to have to be a 1 versus 3 clutch. He'll be pushing towards the main lobby. Post plant now. Won't even get past 1 of 2. Duds wins the fight, and INTZ put themselves up 5-2.
That's the F2 for you. It's just does so much work, and valiant effort from Julio is really, honestly, putting the team on his back for now. But it's not enough. INTZ are just working so well together as a team, and the roam play for NIP even was so sporadic. They were just off in different parts of the map. No information to play off of. It's odd to watch NIP in this phase.
The thing that really stands out to me is that Muzi, we straight up talked him up before this match started as one of the top fraggers in LATAM, and that's exactly what it is. Statistically, he is one of the top fraggers in all of Latin America. He is number 2, and he is just not doing much this match. He really isn't. You're right. A lot of the pressure is falling onto Julio's shoulders, which shouldn't be happening. Muzi has been struggling when you compare it to his past performances. So that's something he's going to need to work on, of course. Now, to be fair to him, you can't put it all on one player. And I believe that Muzi, he's the most recent addition to this roster if you don't count Pino, because Pino's been on the roster technically for longer. Actually, technically not the most recent addition. That would be Gohan, but Gohan's not playing. So of the people who are playing right now, Muzi is the most recent addition. He was brought in early in, he was March 31st, 2019. So relatively new, but at the same time, yeah, his stats, they tell a story, and this is not the right time for him to be struggling. This is the time where you really need to put it pedal to the metal, get a win, and guarantee your spot at LAN. Or NIP could not make it. There is a realistic possibility that's going to happen, and it becomes even more likely as INTZ get a lead-off pick on what could be the match point round.
And we say this in a way where, who knows, this is LATAM, so maybe they just will wipe the floor with Liquid and FaZe next couple play days.
It's true.
Who knows? That's kill number 1, and NIP, they lose out their smoke for the Finca, and so close to losing Julio and the Maestro. Duds will get him.
Wow.
Massive advantage now for INTZ as Boar is watching. They're making sure there's nobody coming down from those blue stairs. There's one player upstairs. Of course, the sights are up in Hookah. And Moose is going to get shot by from the lobby, and it's going to fall back for just a moment. Standing still for the Lion.
So, Muzi on low HP, playing inside of security, his position well known by his enemies. Boris sees one in courtyard, but can't land the shot initially. There's a spray from Psycho. He's trying to take somebody down with him, as he's very exposed, but he won't get a single player. Duds through the wall, a triple kill for him. VNX takes down Pino. It's just Muzi in a 1 versus 4 with a sliver of HP. His position, again, very well known by the attackers. They're just going to isolate him and plant. They don't need to risk anything. Angle being held here by Drunks. He misses the shots, but the follow-ups are still there, and Muzi is still on low HP. Waiting for the push while Boar goes for the plant. Nice attempt there from Muzi, but Drunks will win the fight out, and INTZ are on match point. They have just denied Ninjas and Pyjamas a win. And what that means is that Ninjas and Pyjamas going into today could have won this match and become the gatekeepers for LAN, for all of Latin America, as their next matches are FaZe and Liquid. And now NIP are going to have to struggle to even get to LAN.
Look, this is big, okay? Let's talk about this.
This just changed everything. NIP were supposed to win this.
So, Liquid right now are 21 points. NIP are 26. If NIP lose today, they get 0 points. But the next 2 play days are against FaZe and Liquid. And Liquid, who are they playing next playday? They play NIP, and the last playday they play INTZ. So FaZe and Liquid can get 6 points in total. And NIP, in those last 2 playdays, play these 2 teams.
Yep.
Actually, NIP.
That's the crazy thing is now
NIP might lose their spot, whereas they've been ahead of everybody the entire season.
That's what I was saying earlier. Now that NIP have not gotten a win here because of their last 2 because of NIP's last 2 opponents, it is actually, based on what we're seeing from NIP right now, it is likely that NIP won't go to LAN.
Look.
Like, I mean, it's not going to be... Well, okay, actually, hang on a second. Let me do some math here because if they still have 26 points.
If they tie right now, they'll be at 27, right? The maximum Liquid can get now is 6 points, right?
Yeah.
So it's very possible.
Well, wait, yeah, because
they're at 21.
Liquid, yeah.
And they have 2 more games. So they can get up to 27 and tie NIP if NIP tie today. And, well, Pino, okay, gets 1 kill. We'll continue with the numbers, Mason.
Yeah, we'll do the numbers after this round because, you know, this could be it, right? This could be it. This could be the last round. So let's give him some let's see if it is going to be some spray there from INTZ. He misses some shots. And well, INTZ Pyjamas have a man advantage, but I'm still very scared for their chances here. Now, okay, early engagement's done. We can go back to the numbers, I guess. The way this is playing out, Nipper just playing for delay. INTZ a little bit scared maybe now because they've got it on match point. They're playing a little bit slower. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
This is so big. Right now, NIP holds a tiebreak against Liquid 7-5. But they play against one another next playday.
Yeah,
so
that could change.
If NIP tie right now, then they would have an advantage. Oh, there we go. He gets him. Good.
So,
well done.
So it looks like a 6-3 here from INTZ Pyjamas thanks to Psycho. And what a nade from INTZ, actually. Kamikaze goes down, and now INTZ seem very much back in this round. They've also got 1:30 to work with, which is a lot of time. And as INTZ moves his way up the main stairs, he's actually behind VIP, or Projector, depending on what you want to call it. He's got a good angle here on the rotation. Meanwhile, his teammates are nowhere near him to support, so he's kind of isolated and exposed. His position known as well, but Boar takes down Pino, and he will actually meet up with INTZ. VNX challenging on the blue stairs. He just narrowly misses out on a kill. That was Psycho playing there. Paul's going to be giving out good information to his teammates using that heartbeat detector from below.
Turns the corner. You see the boost coming in from the Finca to help them out, and INTZ is watching downstairs to make sure there's nobody rotating in from the kitchen. Maybe ready to nitro them. They were expecting the Pulse for that job.
I'll remind you guys, this looked like a sure thing for INTZ Pyjamas, a 5 versus 3, and it's since gone into a 3-on-3. Oh, nice shot there from Julio. He really is pulling weight for his team, and he'll get a second one. VNX the last one, but he gets the refrag at the very least. He needs to get another one and work his way into Projector, or he has no hope in this round. He can actually get that Evil Eye, but he hasn't bothered to for some reason. He's got 2 lifelines. I have no idea why he didn't do that earlier in the round. He'll be moving his way over to Hall of Fame. Only 15 seconds to work with, but only 1 to challenge him directly in the sight. The Pulse is elsewhere. It's going to be a spray there for Muzi. Damage done. VNX on low HP, and it's actually 2 now challenging from the site. 2 will be enough. Muzi wins the fight, and INTZ in Pyjamas will keep themselves alive. Congratulations to them.
Zofia, use your utility.
Yeah, he had 2.
He had everything, all 4 lifelines.
Yeah, 2 stuns, 2 impacts.
If you want to rush into the bedroom, like at least use your stuns or something.
Did you check who had the tiebreak between FaZe and NIP?
So FaZe and NIP, if you look at their tiebreak currently in the aggregate, they are tied 6-6. And they play against one another in the last playday.
So for the next 2 playdays are going to be the relevant ones for INTZ Pyjamas. But based on today, if for example INTZ Pyjamas lose this match, they end at 26, and then FaZe win their match, then it'll come down to the head-to-head in rounds. Yeah,
but that's beside the point, I guess. The real thing is, will NIP qualify in total?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, though. Right now, I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing a very real possibility where NIP don't qualify.
At all. And really, I think right now, the big team that's scaring NIP are Liquid and what they're doing. Because they play Liquid next week, and right now, the tiebreak is being held by NIP 7-5. But if Liquid win the next two matches.
That's the thing, yeah.
Which they're very likely to do.
And because Liquid play NIP. That's the big thing.
Yeah, if they beat NIP and then win the game after it, it's done.
So the way that the beginning of the day was looking like is that NIP are playing against INTZ. So this should be a low-hanging fruit for NIP. They win this match, they guarantee LAN. They guarantee LAN. NIP can no longer win this match. Even if they draw, it's tenuous.
If they lose and Liquid win the next two games, that's it. Liquid go.
Right. So as I was saying, we went into the day looking like NIP were going to guarantee their spot. Now we're looking like, and if NIP had guaranteed their spot, they would become then the gatekeepers for both FaZe and Liquid. They no longer are the gatekeepers for both FaZe and Liquid. They play FaZe and Liquid for their attempt to make it at LAN, and that is really scary if you're NIP.
It's scary, and it's the same thing for Giants in the EU.
Yeah, it is the same thing for Giants, because Giants have somehow started to really struggle at the end of the season.
G2, Empire, and Na'Vi can still all three qualify. In LATAM right now, it really just is...
NIP, FaZe, Team Liquid.
That's it.
Well, Team 1, too, but not really. No, they're out of it, aren't they? Because they're 19 points.
At 19 points, the maximum they can still get...
28. They can max out at 28, so they're still in it.
They're still in it, technically.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely possible.
It's a fight. And NA still for that second spot, they are fighting. SSG, Luminosity, and Evil Geniuses are fighting for the second spot. It's huge. I think Playday 13 will determine many things. So watch out for the next few days. If there's a time to kind of really hammer down on Pro League, that's the time for it. And
wow!
What a flick, Julio! Gets absolutely demolished.
That's huge because Julio has been the heavy weightlifter for Ninjas of Pyjamas through this whole match. And with him gone, it's going to have to be really big plays from Muzi and the like for Ninjas of Pyjamas to get back in this. Psycho will take down FNX, but it's a refrag from Duds who gets his second in the round. INTZ have a strong man advantage and now positional advantage above the site. They also have soft destruction to use to open up these positions. From behind, though, Muzi gets one, and Psycho gets his second, which means now INTZ are on the back foot. Ninjas in Pyjamas have regained control over this round. There's a whole minute for these last two INTZ players to work with, though, and that's something that NIP have to keep in mind.
Drunks is playing the Nook, and...
so
it's going to be gone. That's the Maestro. You can go in for the head, and he's got him. Drunks gets one, but he's last alive. Sprays right into the mute, and Drunks will find him. Now it's a 1v1. The Nook and the Vigil. Each is hidden in one way or another, but the Vigil makes himself known, and Muzi gets it, the headshot. On the Nook, NIP are fighting back, and they want to at least get a point at the end of this day, because they're starving for it. They are pushed against the wall.
Yeah, that 1 point actually could determine LAN.
Mm-hmm.
Like the single point for NIP could be the difference maker for them in terms of qualifying or not. So if they can win these next two rounds, if NIP can win these next two rounds, then that's really big for them. But the big story of the day is that NIP have failed to guarantee qualification. That's it. Like that's the main takeaway. They had so much going for them, and they had every chance. But NIP have, in this match, not been able to get the win. In the last match, lost to Team 1. In the previous one before that, they drew against MIBR of all teams. Something's going on with NIP. All I do know is that based on what I'm seeing from them at the end of this season, I don't even know if they really want to go to LAN because they might not be able to do very much when they get there. Because what we're seeing from them right now is, honestly, it's not the same NIP we saw in the first half of the season. I'll put it like that.
No, definitely not.
They're looking better in the second half of this match, but it's kind of late, don't you think?
It looks like they're spending too much time in their pajamas.
I don't know. What I do know is
if they're
struggling,
if they
really
throw
hard.
their spot away for Japan, man, that would be. And we'd like to remind everybody, because we don't talk about this enough. If you go to Japan, you are immediately qualified for Invitational.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that you can just take a plane down, go to Japan, and say, hey, here's my ticket for Invitational. But it means that these teams, should they qualify for the Season 10 finals, they're immediately there. So huge in two ways.
There's two really big things going on right now. Right this second, Muzi on Ninjas of Pyjamas, who is one of the best fraggers in this match, is not fragging. He's having a really bad match individually. A second thing, Boar is having a great match individually. Did you see that? He was up there, one of the top frags for INTZ.
Yes.
And Boar is a player who really does not frag out. He is heavily negative in this season. So when you have a player like Boar on INTZ fragging out and a player like Muzi on NIP not fragging out, that is probably what is making like the major difference in this match. It's just like that'll definitely favor INTZ. So we'll see what Duds can do. He had a really good last round when he was clearing out those roamers. He's trying to do the same thing this time around.
Julio's watching. He's got a small hole to work with here, but so far it's just INTZ droning around and making sure they don't get flanked anytime soon. There's the air jabs all being set up as we speak. I'm going to go back up to the rooftop here with Boar. Where's the... Oh, so, okay, Pino is the one that's playing by the minibar and is going to move out for just a moment. VNX's drone is spotting, and he's actually going to run through... No, not the second Maestro camera. So right now, the question is, will VNX be able to snipe off those Maestro cameras? And I think that's what he's trying to do here. He goes for the reverse repel for it, tries to find an angle, but those Evil Eyes are tucked in so well.
INTZ have a lot going for them in this attack. They've got control of Aqua. They've got the reverse repel set up. They've got the flank watch set up. They've got Duds underneath to deny the C4. So yeah, they've got a lot going for them. But the actual engagements haven't rolled out yet. Oh, they begin. As Intact hits the floor thanks to Pino's effort, suddenly Ninjas in Pyjamas are favored. Duds will also lose the engagement to Julio, which means Ninjas in Pyjamas are getting oh so much closer to a draw. Drunks, VNX, and Boar in this round are all that stand for INTZ. We've got 35 seconds to work with. Not exactly a rush situation, but they're running low on time, that's for sure. Still a lot of lifeline on VNX. He needs to start using those. Boar going to be flashing in for Drunks. And he's on the plant spot, but Boar's the one with the diffuser, so they actually need to switch positions, and with so little time, that's got to happen soon. Kamikaze has no gas canisters left, so he can't directly deny other than with the shotgun, but he's making that work. Oh! A two-piece there. Other people get the kill, but Ninja in Pyjamas a flawless round, and they get ever closer to a draw. INTZ are choking.
The comeback. It was a... Oh man, it was a 2-0. INTZ go up to 6-2. And NIP fight back 3 rounds in a row.
We saw 6 rounds in a row for INTZ.
Yep.
And since then, we have not seen anything from INTZ. And it wasn't a one-side thing. They carried on in the second half, but they have really struggled now. We'll be going to Penthouse for Ninjas in Pyjamas' last stand and INTZ's last chance to, well, I guess acquire some more points. I mean, INTZ don't really need the points all that much. If they do get 3 points here, they will put themselves much further away from MIBR. But, I mean, their chances of being overtaken by MIBR are slim in the first place. The one big thing here is that Ninjas in Pyjamas, they do need this single point. The math has not been done yet, and we will do it, I'm sure, some other time. But as of right this minute, the exact math has not been done. What I can say, though, is the single point that Ninjas in Pyjamas could possibly get out of this match will be very significant if they do get it. If Ninjas in Pyjamas manage to get that 1 point, they distance themselves from FaZe and Liquid considerably, even though they will not guarantee their spot land.
It's not going to be guaranteed. I mean, the thing is.
5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, the denial of the guarantee is the really big. Again, it's the big story of the day.
No, and NIP can come out with 27 points in total.
Yeah.
If they even tie Liquid, it's done. So that's something. But should they lose to Liquid, their game against FaZe Clan might be a big decider in the last play day.
The big thing is that if NIP had won here, then again, they would have been able to decide between Liquid and FaZe, straight up. They would have been like, yeah, because they would have played both of them. So that, again, if NIP had won here, they would have been the gatekeepers for LAN. And they're... they didn't. Oh, man. NIP are trying to play this as close as possible. It's so scary. If you're a NIP fan, this is just hard to see.
Yeah. Oh, and the Twitch will snipe it. Very well done. Mute Jammer a bit too far away, and you still lose the shotgun. There's something about it there. The Lion, who uses E1D as INTZ, are praying to close this game out against Ninjas, who've kind of come alive again. There you go. That's their Maestro camera. Spotted. Destroyed. Easy peasy for the shock drone.
That's a default cam that's still up.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a default cam up outside. We just saw the echo on it.
Heh.
Yeah, and INTZ have got to get on that, man. They shoot all of the default cams on Coastline. They're all good.
They're watching the reverse repel. Duds still gets a kill on Pino, eliminating the flank play of the Mozzie. E1D is going to get used up, and there's the Ying. Disrupt as much as you can. Duds is going to use the sound cue to just move away and play in the hallway. Muzi gets one, but Drunks has already gotten 2 kills for himself. There's one up close to him. Kamikaze and Psycho will get one of each, but no! Psycho is still up close, and he's playing all the way in the back projector, leaving Intact alone in the barbed wire. It's going to give away Intact's spot, and they're both watching for him. Oh no! Oh no! Intact so close, the grenade could have saved them. But it's all done. NIP tie it.
INTZ choke 4 rounds in a row, and it will end in a draw. And what that means for the overall standings in the macro is that we don't know anything. There's nothing determined.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, Ninjas and Pyjamas basically just kept themselves in the running by getting that draw. They give themselves a significant edge. They would have stayed in the running, of course, had they lost also, but that draw is going to be so important when we get down to the final tally when this season ends.